催眠療法のことを日本では何て呼んでるか知ってるか？霊術だ。
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our pick for the most underrated favorites among true horror fans, despite them pushing beyond the conventions of the genre.
If I hear of it a single time, I will destroy you without salvation.
Horror fans, this one's for you. Join the WatchMojo horror community for early drops and exclusive horror alerts sent straight to your phone. Scan the QR code or click the link below to join. Don't watch alone.
Number 10, Beloved.
We have a ghost here, you know.
We met.
Denver, heat up that stove. Can't have a friend stop by and don't feed him.
Having bridged thriller and horror with The Silence of the Lambs, Jonathan Demme went even more radical in his take on novelist Toni Morrison's indescribable masterpiece. Beloved stars Oprah Winfrey as a former slave whose haunted house hosts an old friend and a mysterious, unsettlingly familiar girl. There's a lot more to unpack with that story across 3 hours. The epic represents an esoteric part of American culture and history, while using supernatural horror as a metaphor for individual, racial, and female trauma.
Your daddy ain't gonna never show up here. You understand? The day ain't gonna never come.
It was clearly too ambitious for an October release, as Beloved bombed at the box office. Nonetheless, its unique, nuanced storytelling and incredible acting have prompted years of admiration, on top of an equally rich atmosphere that haunts on many levels.
That girl, Beloved. She gone like they say?
Haven't seen her since that day. Mama say she gone.
Number 9, May.
How you doing, May?
Great, actually. Making new friends. Right and left.
Slasher films from the slasher's oddly sympathetic perspective can be a tough sell. May didn't gross half of its indie budget under $2 million, but is decidedly more popular than the title character. The Lonely Soul's Frankenstein tale of building the perfect friend was praised as striking in its twisted humor, resonant in its drama, and deeply disturbing in its atmosphere and content. Above all, Angela Bettis's both heartbreaking and harrowing performance has been called a true masterpiece within the horror genre.
I saw some kids playing in the park, and I was wondering if I could volunteer to help watch them.
The film is much more than that, though, earning a cult following as a bold cautionary tale about the maddening nature of loneliness. Whether cathartic or dynamically thrilling, May truly cuts deep.
Hello, May.
Hello, Polly.
Slick duds.
Thank you.
Number 8, Ginger Snaps.
I think we should get together.
Oh.
Contrary to the title's clever wordplay, Ginger Snaps is a supernatural thriller about process, and we don't just mean the gradual process of turning into a werewolf. What the modest indie lacks in consistent scares is made up for in the chilling drama of macabre outcast Bridget Fitzgerald trying to come to terms with her sister's condition.
It's like an infection. Works from the inside out. It's like a virus.
Right, see, biology. There's something you can sink your teeth into.
Even then, the less metaphorical payoff and practical effects are ferocious. The structure, soundtrack, feminist themes, and accoladed performances of Emily Perkins and Katharine Isabelle earned a strong cult following.
I have to see Sam. He's got an idea.
I'll bet he does. Well, let's go.
You can't be weird, Ginger.
Never mind a sequel and a prequel that were also well received. Still, nothing compares to the way the original Ginger Snaps sinks its fangs into you. Number 7, Cronos.
¿Quién eres, pequeño? Un dios?
Guillermo del Toro is now a titan of horror cinema, though you could have predicted this from his very first feature. Cronos is about an aging antique dealer who discovers a device that turns him into a vampire. It was the first example of del Toro's knack for addressing complex themes through the sympathetic perspective and creative mythology of monsters. And for it to be a far cry from the blockbuster productions he went on to direct, the visual style and effects are unforgettable.
No. Estoy bien, querida. No me pasa nada.
Though Cronos got little attention as a limited release, it swept the Ariel Awards. Since then, horror and art film enthusiasts alike have embraced it as a highlight of the esteemed filmmaking career it initiated.
Quiero que sepas que que de alguna manera, por alguna razón, sigo vivo.
Number 6. Sangre.
And then they knew sin. Universal sin!
Avant-garde filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky has always been known for his disturbing surrealism. The horror genre merely pushed that further in Sangre, starring two of Jodorowsky's sons, as a young circus magician bound to his mother after the loss of her arms.
Papa! Wake up! Wake up! They're here!
Get the hell out of here! I told you not to bother me.
The edible coming of age is an epic descent into madness, bloody vengeance, and taboo topics unlike anything else the auteur has dared to do. And yet, it's as visually stunning as it is viscerally unsettling. Commercial success was obviously not a priority for what is recognized as one of Jodorowsky's greatest films. Of course, cult connoisseurs of horror have also embraced Sangre as the most daring stunt and twisted spectacle.
Without me, you are nothing. No one sees you, and no one notices you. Just like your stupid hero.
Number 5. The Cremator.
Vy máte jistě hudbu rád, pane Strauss. Citliví lidé milují hudbu. Ubozí chudí, kteří umírají, aniž poznali krásu Schuberta nebo Lista.
It doesn't get more horrifying than the justification of the Nazi regime. Still, Uri Hertz also covers the unique angle of dark comedy through a Czechoslovak cremator who does revolting things to rise in the occupying government in 1939. The Cremator is timelessly bold in its philosophical satire of death and prosperity to desensitize one to the most evil acts. There's no need to be graphic for this stylish character study to leave you profoundly disturbed.
A ředitel mého chrámu smrti, tedy ředitel, taky nemá správný postoj k říši.
The greater controversy at the time, however, was the allegories for the contemporary communist regime in Czechoslovakia. Since its ban ended with this system, the Cremator has been regarded as a masterpiece of a lost nation and subversive genre bending. Horror is nonetheless burned into the subject.
U nás v krematoriu se fotografuje též, jen žertovně třepat prsty se nemusí. Lidé si to kupují na památku. Ti pozůstalí ovšem.
Number 4. House.
ママの田舎にもう一度帰ってみたい。ママの代わりにおばちまにうんと甘えてみたいの。ですからお願い。どうか来てもいいとお返事ください。
Teenagers in a haunted house may sound like a typical horror movie, but there's nothing typical about Nobuhiko Obayashi's House. What started as Toho's attempt at Jaws-style suspense wound up being a radical experiment in various styles, effects, and tones with deliberately campy genre extremes. It somehow became a commercial hit, but initial reviews were not flattering. Over time, a cult following embraced Obayashi's radical vision and harrowing aesthetic. With that comes serious discussions about how he deconstructs everything from the pressures on women to the lingering trauma of World War II in Japan. Provocative, hilarious, and shocking in almost every way, House comes well furnished for fans of weird horror. Number 3. Martin.
Can you speak? Speak so I can hear your voice. Speak, Nosferatu.
George A. Romero is a legend to horror fans for his zombie films alone, but too many of them overlook what he told Sight and Sound was his favorite accomplishment. Martin follows a wanderer who may be either worryingly delusional or an actual vampire who reluctantly drinks human blood. The film is ambiguous in its dramatic narrative, but very direct and brutal as horror. It was very controversial at the time for disturbing content that still holds up all too well. By that token, Martin has been acclaimed as a bold and tragic character study, carried by John Amplas's committed performance.
Most people spend their lives worrying about dying for a long time. I wished I would die, or I wish somebody would kill me. It's been a long time for me.
Romero obviously made more important films, but it's easy to see why he'd say Martin was his favorite. Number 2. Possession.
I am downtown.
But why downtown? I've been waiting all day.
I need some time to think.
Based on Andrzej Żuławski's personal experience with divorce, Possession is a domestic psychodrama with quite a few twists. Sam Neill plays a spy who investigates the reason for his estranged wife's erratic behavior, whilst pursuing another woman who looks like her.
Right. Together we can listen if Bob cries out.
What follows is a mix of psychological, Lovecraftian, and body horror, if it's any of that. The film's enigmatic and excessive nature contributed to its failure at the time, but after years of audiences trying to figure out what's going on, it has attained cult status as a unique expression of gender dynamics, psychosis, and geopolitics. Audiences are at least resolute in their praise of Isabella Gianni's unhinged performance.
Well, but yet I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself. Because I'm the maker of my own evil.
As both vivid art and a mind-bending thriller, Possession consumes you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Cure.
催眠法自体はありふれた技術だ。しかしな、いくら催眠状態に入っているとしても、その人間の基本的な倫理観は変えることはできない。
Though Ringu and Ju-on globalized the trend, J-horror fans trace the formula back to a more ambiguous breakout. Cure is a serial killer thriller, complicated by supernatural proxy murders. As a detective follows the bloody pattern of hypnosis, his own grasp on reality begins to collapse.
びっくりしちゃった。具合でも悪いの？どうしたのこんな時間に？
別にちょっと。
This disturbing look at the fragility of the human psyche and society is driven by suspensefully slow pacing and gruesome visuals. It's a prototypical J-horror technique, which writer-director Kiyoshi Kurosawa further refined with other classics, like 2001's Pulse. But Cure is distinguished by its immense acclaim and influence on a variety of genres. It leaves a particularly deep scar on the minds of horror fans for showing the art's capabilities beyond the hallmarks. What genre-bending horror films do you feel are frightfully underseen? Scream it up in the comments.